Welcome to my channel. Kumusta mga kabuhat? Salamat at napadaan ka sa channel ko. Kung magustuhan mo ang video ito, please subscribe, like, pindutin mo na rin ang notification bell upang ma-update ka sa mga bagong video. So mga kabuhat, talakayin natin ngayon kung paano mag-gym, kung paano pumunta ng gym ang mga beginner. So unang-una, huwag mahiya, magtanong at maraming magtuturo doon sa loob ng gym. So ayun, panoorin nyo, makinig kung ano ang tinuturo ng instructor dito sa beginner na bata. Kung panoorin at intindihin nyo lang to, matututo kayo. Ituturo niya rito kung paano. Siyempre sa mga tulad dito beginner, pabubuhatin lang kayo ayon sa kakayanan ninyo. Magaan lang para iwas injury, hindi masyado sumakit ang katawan at hindi madala. So makikita nyo sa buong video ito, medyo mahaba ang video ito, tiisan nyo lang hanggang dulo para makuha nyo yung tamang posisyon at program. Para sa mga beginner, itong para sa inyo. Bye!
Okay, that's perfect. So we are starting from scratch here, which is actually great because now it's like a sponge and it's ready to soak up all the water or all the information that we're going to throw at him. We're going to start off with some pull downs because this is an upper body program right here. So we're going to focus just on his upper body, start with pull downs, get that lat strength up, and then hopefully in the future he's going to start doing pull-ups, all upper body. But first, we got to start with the bare essentials. Okay, so now we're going to get adjustment right on the bench. So go ahead and sit facing me, knees under the pad. So what you want to do is you want to be nice and anchored in. So when you grab that weight, you can pull all of the lats. You don't have to worry about your lower body coming up or down. So does that feel about comfortable? Yeah. And let's scoot actually your upper body a little bit farther in, or lower body. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to start out with a nice light weight because we want to get that proper form. So even if it feels too light, it's going to feel like you want to do some momentum in there. We're going to actually just control it with the muscle, even though it feels a little light. Okay, so we're going to bring it down. You want to get a nice overhand wide grip, so bring it all the way out, wider than shoulder, right there. Perfect, good. So let the weight kind of pull on you. It's going to give you that stretch on the lats. Pull it straight down to the upper chest, right past the chin, and then pull it back up. Up, up, up. Get a nice stretch. Good. Bring it down. Pull the shoulders back and down. Good. Right there, and then right back up. Nice control. Good. Pull it down. Squeeze, and then stand up. Stretch. Good. Use the lats, pulling it down. Squeeze. Good. And watch the shoulder. Okay, good. Okay, pull down. Pull the shoulders down. Squeeze those straps together. Right, good. All the way back up. Good. I'm gonna grab the weight. Awesome. Okay, so here's some tricks and tips you wanna do. So when you're doing this exercise and you want to pull the weight, a lot of times your shoulders want to stay in that position, so it's gonna be your arms are doing it. See how my shoulders aren't even moving? They're kind of pulled forward, and it's actually my scapula, my shoulder blades, are pronated this way. So what you want to do is you want to retract it back. So as you're pulling down here, you retract the shoulders back. So you're pulling it back. So you're going to pull your chest up, pulling the shoulders down, and squeezing the shoulder blades back together. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter, so that way you don't even have to worry about the weight at all. And all you have to do is focus on the form itself. So I'm going to bring it down, same hand grip, good. So pull the shoulders. Yep, so we're actually coming to the front step. There we go, yeah, that's okay. Good, right there. Okay, now squeeze my fingers, you bring it down. Squeeze and back, chest up, excellent. See the difference? Nice stretch, pull it down, chest up, squeeze. Good, yeah. See those shoulders, yep, pull it down, shoulders drop, squeeze. Good, right to the upper chest. Yep, bring it down, squeeze those shoulder blades back. Excellent, good. So now it's the lats working right here. Pull it down, squeeze. Good, nice and slow on the way up. Okay, got it? Awesome. You just completed the lat pull down. Let's move on. Okay, and now we're on to the bench press. So to build that big chest, number one exercise is gonna be the bench press. And of course in school, right? High school, people are gonna be, how much can you bench? That's like the number one question. So now you're gonna be able to do, not only can I bench a lot, I can do it in proper form. And that's the most important thing is, right? So you ready for this? Yep. Okay, so you can be lying flat. Good, yep. And you want to make sure those hips are nice and solid, right to the bench. When your feet a little wider, right there, flat on the floor, nice and flat, so it's going to stabilize it. So you're going to grab it slightly outside shoulder, and then push straight through. Up, good, nice and slow on the way down, and then push up. Good, that's it. Down, up, good, nice and slow, control, down to the sternum, push straight through, good, yeah. And up, good, yeah. So it's again, that nice vertical motion, that's it. Good, keep it going. Perfect. Shortest distance to a destination is what? Straight line.
Yeah.
That's it. Good. All right, we're gonna stop there. Perfect. All right, now that you got a little bit of warm up, you got a good feeling. How'd it feel?
Good.
It's pretty easy, pretty solid. We're gonna add some weight on here. So that way you get a little struggle, but that's what it's gonna take. So as you add that weight on there, it's gonna put more stress on those fibers, and that's what's gonna force them to grow. So they gotta get stronger because you're actually making them get stronger. Okay, let's do it. So what happens is sometimes, obviously, beginning out, the instabilities are still in the muscle. So when you're pushing, you can feel like once it's kind of a struggle here. So adding these clips on sometimes helps with that. So that way you don't have to worry about the weight slipping off as one side's kind of pushing more than the other. So a lot of people when they're first starting out, it's like, well, what's the problem is one side's starting? It's not necessarily true. It's just your body is learning how to fire the muscles. So it's like the fibers aren't really sure how to fire, right? So as you progress and as you do it, the fibers actually learn from the brain on how to fire correctly all at the same time to get a nice push forward. So even though if it doesn't feel that solid, don't worry about it because as you progress, it's gonna get better and better. Okay, ready? Okay, good. Line's here, right outside, touching my finger, this one. Finger, right there, good. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little lift off. Let me know when you're ready, good, yep. And down, push straight through, up, good. Remember, a little lower on the chest, more to the sternum. Good, more to the sternum right here. That's it, now push right there, good. Nice and slow, control, and up. Good. Slow, down, and then push straight up, 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 up. That's all you, good. Yep, one more, ready? And up. Good, track it. Excellent. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So what you want to do is make your whole body solid. So everything's going to be locked out. Your knees are going to be locked out, your hips, and to make it solid, your feet are going to be slightly wider than shoulder, so that way you get that nice solid base. Because again, your center of gravity is in your core, right? So this is what controls you, helps balance you. That's why they say a strong core is good, because it's going to help balance you. And it's not only your abs, it's going to be your back too, your lower back. So as you raise the weight, your center of gravity is raising with it. So when you're up here locking out, you're going to feel very unbalanced, right? Especially because everything's locked and you can't like bend and go with it. So when your knees are locked, and you're taking the weight right here, about shoulder width, okay? So, yep, right there. So instead of flaring your elbows, keep them tight. Your elbow's gonna be here, because you wanna get, again, that nice vertical push, straight up. So you wanna get that nice straight up. So there's gonna be no kind of motion and no back and forth, swing and that kind. When you push that bar straight up, your head is gonna be in the way, right? The bar's up under here. So move your head back slightly, push straight up, and then push your head through as the bar passes. Keep your chest. Push it here, chin out, and push through. And again, the shoulders are going to be pulling back slightly. Just walk it out. Walk. Just like that. Pull on. Good. You're going to squeeze the traps. Yeah. Got it. So we're going to throw the bar on. We're going to see how you feel. Go ahead and face. Sometimes it's a look in the mirror. So you can almost judge your form by seeing yourself. I'm going to give you the bar. So good. Keep position good. Right there. Okay. I'm going to give you the bar here. Right there. Shoulders tight, let's go a little closer. Right there. Good. Got it. Knee locked. Hip solid. Straight push. Move the head out of the way slightly and then push the head through. Nice squeeze in the traps. Good. Remember, use the core and bring it down. Nice and slow. Good. Right there. Good. Bring it up. Straight up. Push through. Squeeze. Good. Nice and slow on the way down. Excellent. Good. Straight up. Push. Squeeze. Nice and slow on the way down. Good. It's going to be on the shoulders. Everything locked. Push the shoulders, squeeze, traps together, stabilize. Nice and slow on the way down. Let's get 2 more, just like that. That's it. Lock. Nice and slow on the way down. Good. One more, one more. Up. Up, up. Squeeze, lock. Nice and slow. Perfect. Good. Nice. It's all right. Okay, Ian, with a lot of the compound exercises out of the way, we're going to move on to isolation exercises. The difference between compound movements and isolation movements are going to be compound movements are the use of more than one joint in the body. So let's say with lat pull downs that you started with, it's going to be the shoulder, it's going to be the elbow, it's going to be a little bit in the wrist. With bench press, same thing, it's going to be shoulder, elbow movement. with the tricep extensions that we're about to do, it's going to be isolating the tricep. It can be isolation exercise because it's just the extension in the elbow joint, right? So it's just that one extension, that one move. So that's why a lot of people make a mistake of doing the exercise and they're letting that shoulder move upwards. So all of a sudden the elbow rises up and then they push down through there. So what happens is they create that momentum through their shoulder, right? So elbows flare up and then you use those shoulders to push down and then you're extending straight through. So with these ones, you want to keep the elbows the only joint in the muscle moving at that point. So that's isolating that muscle. We're gonna go really light on this. And just to get the motion down, so you're gonna be grabbing kind of closer grip here, overhand, just like that, yep. You're gonna keep those elbows nice and tight to the body. So that's the only joint moving is the elbow joint. Yeah, ready? So watch that, don't let it pick up. Yep, send straight down, good. Straight up, yep, nice and slow, control it. Slow, 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 and then right there, stop, and then right there, back down. Squeeze, good. Slow, right there, send down, and squeeze, good. That elbow joint is the only joint working in this exercise, meaning it's isolating those triceps. It's building strength in those. So doing this is actually going to help build strength in compound exercises like the bench press, because the tricep is the secondary muscle group working that. There we go. Squeeze, nice and slow, send down, up. Good, get two more, bring it up, good, keep those elbows tight, and then squeeze, flex, nice and slow on the way up, and good, awesome. All right, how'd that feel?
Burn right here.
Burn, right there. Looks like a horse kicked you. Oh, that's your tricep. All right, let's move on. So we're moving on to the bicep curls. Again, it's an isolation exercise, and it's gonna be just in the elbow joint, just like the tricep. But of course, with the bicep, instead of extending that joint, the elbow joint, it's actually flexing it. So it's the flexion of that joint. It's gonna be again, straight up, straight down. Keeping the elbows tight, no movement in the shoulder, right up, right down. Good, see that motion here? Excellent, good. Okay, so we're gonna give you the dumbbells here. You're gonna start with 12 pounds, bring it down, just like that, palms up, straighten that out, straighten the elbows. Good, so that's a perfect, nice flex position. Right there, or excuse me, not flex, it's the stretch position. So when your bicep is in that stretch position, it's stretched out, it's gonna take more effort to pull that weight up to the top position, bending right in the elbow. Okay, so flexing the elbow, pulling up, squeeze, right back down, nice and slow. Slow, let the bicep control it. So again, concentric, flexing, go ahead. Up, and then slow on down, slow, eccentric. So it's tearing those fibers each way. Full benefit, nice and slow, good, yeah. Just palms up, perfect. So another big mistake some people make is not going all the way down or extending. There we go, now you get the full stretch. And now you bring it up from there. So from that full stretch all the way down, the bicep has to work harder to get that weight up to the top position. There we go. Bring it down, full stretch in the biceps, good. Now nice and slow, bring it up, squeeze, nice and slow on the way down. Good, biceps working, it's working over the lower down. It's not used to this. There we go, yeah. Slow. These sleeves aren't gonna be fitting you for much longer. That's what you always gotta be thinking, visualize. Yeah, there we go, stretch, breathe up. Nice and slow on the way down. Excellent, good. That, bicep curl, nice and simple, right? Have to be. You just keep it really simple, and that's what, of course, me and Hudson are all about, is keeping it as simple as you can. Not where you'd have to overload your mind, and all of a sudden you're kind of thinking about this, thinking about that, and you're like, well, shoot, now I'm demotivated. I don't even want to be here because I have so much on my mind. I can't even concentrate on the damn movement. So when you keep it simple, and all of a sudden you program your brain to fire the muscles like correctly, then you just come in here, it's the matter of just pushing as much weight as you can, the proper form, bring that nutrition in, and then all of a sudden, feeling the buff dude physique. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do some traps. So it's gonna work on the traps. The good thing about the traps is they're a huge muscle group. A lot of times people think the traps are just here and here. They're actually, this is just the upper traps right here. Then you get the middle traps, and then you get the lower traps that run right along the spine. So to build those traps, you can build a lot of strength in the back too. Not only for, it's gonna help pretty much stabilize the shoulder joint, but it's also gonna help obviously with that nice look to the back. So we're gonna do some shrugs, really simple. Okay. So again, a lot of times people want to go heavy right away, and then once you want to grab the heaviest weight and be like, oh, heavyweight equals big muscles, but they're not doing it right. And then all of a sudden the muscles aren't growing because of it. And then they get upset because nothing's happening, and then they stop working out, and then they get never results. So with this one, we're gonna go a little lighter, make sure you get that proper form. You're make sure those muscles benefit as much as they can. So one thing is, don't roll it. A lot of people want to roll it, put too much pressure on the spine, actually put injury. So you want to bring those, imagine you're bringing your shoulders to your ears, right there. So just come up as much as you can, get squeeze, and don't bend the elbows, so just straight up. Get a nice squeeze, flex, and then bring it down, good. Slow squeeze, flex the muscle, bring it nice and slow, good. You want to get a nice burn in these. We're going to try to hit higher repetitions with these, about 20 reps. At least starting out here. Get that nice burn, get that nice muscle activation. Squeeze. So this exercise, we're going to concentrate a little bit more on the upper traps. But that's okay, because there's some exercises that even a lot of pull downs are going to hit the traps as well. But again, this is isolating that muscle right here. Squeeze, bring it down nice and slow. Good, bring it up, squeeze, that's it. Almost as high as you can. And let's get a slight hold at the top too. So bring it up, squeeze, hold, and then slow on the way down. That's it, good. Yep, you get that nice tempo. You almost get a nice groove going, right? You get that nice 1 count, 2 count, down, 1 count, 2 count, good. Up, squeeze, and then down. Nice and slow, good. Keep it going, squeeze, and good. We're gonna stop there, perfect. You go ahead and drop those. Nice, how'd that feel?
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
A little harder.
But again, it's kind of like, it's a short movement, but yeah, it's gonna be difficult, obviously, the amount of weight you're doing. And now you can progress. And a lot of times, let's say you have a hard time with your grip, sometimes. So you gotta work up your grip, and these are gonna help with that. So obviously, the more you use your grip, the more it's gonna grow, the more strength is gonna come through. If you have a difficult time with grip, sometimes you just use straps. So that way, you don't want your grip to kind of hold you back, but you never want to neglect your grip either. Because a lot of times people go, oh, my grip, and they'll use straps like their whole career, like them in the gym. But then their grip suffers because then they can never do without straps. So now that you want to try to work through, so let's say even your forearms start burning out before your traps do on an exercise. Try to work through it as much as you can, even if you have to just drop the weights because your grip's go. That's going to build strength in that grip in those forearms. That way, all of a sudden now, you don't even have to worry about your grips. Years later, and your traps reap all the benefits after that. Yeah, so it's that nice slow progression. Okay, question. Now we're going to answer this for Ian.
So how often do I need to come in and do this workout?
Okay, so since this is an upper body workout, it's depending on obviously training specificity or what you want to build. So if it's your goal to build a big upper body, obviously you want to concentrate on your body a little bit more at this time. So you're going to be coming in 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, concentrating on your upper body. But what you want to do is not neglect your lower body. Even, let's say my legs are okay, I feel good with them, I don't really need to build them too much, but you still want to work them out because obviously you never want your upper body to outshine your lower body. So you still want to do your lower body a couple times a week, make sure you're getting those heavy squats or heavy deadlifts, because what happens is doing your lower body is going to help increase your upper body look as well, right? So 3 days a week, hitting it nice and hard, just starting out, continue this program for around a month, maybe a little bit more, and then slowly switch up the program, adding a little extra lifts in, a little extra volumes, more sets, more reps, more weight. Again, it's always changing up, making sure that body's kind of guessing, and also keeps it interesting for you too, right? So you come to the gym, you're not bored with the same exercise, you're like, well, God, I've done this like 100 times. What do I do now? So, I mean, the slight change can add all the difference in the world. Instead of doing barbell presses, you can do dumbbell presses. Instead of doing flat bench, you can do incline. So again, you always kind of want to keep track of the muscle, how it's growing, how it's progressing, and how the strength is progressing. So let's say your lower muscles and your fibers in your chest are growing a little faster in your upper chest. What you want to do is now concentrate on the incline bench, which is going to concentrate more on the upper fibers of the chest, or follicular portion. So it's always that's what keeps it so interesting, is you always kind of track everything. You can take before and after pictures, so you take pictures of yourself now, you track your progression through that, you do either weight, body fat percentage, obviously you don't have to worry about that, but measurements, your arm measurements, shoulder, chest, legs, and so then when you work through the program, you can always log it and say, years later, look back and be like, God damn, yeah, I mean, I made some major gains. So that's what the most important thing. Again, keep it simple.
All right.
Awesome, man, good job. Cool.